Hey folks, this is a review for the KNIPEX. I actually bought the triple set from Amazon, and I've had it for several months now, and it's definitely quite the tool. I've not used any other tool that's similar to this. I mean, there's those spanner wrench, although those usually have some slop in the jaws, so that it ends up, rounding off the nut or bolt heads, especially when you're torquing them pretty hard. However, these they actually don't actually round off the nut heads, mainly because of this camming action that's happening, where the harder you push down on this lever, the tighter it grips on the jaws, and how it's doing that is, I think there's supposed to be a 10-to-1 ratio where when you put 10 pounds of force here, it would be equivalent to like 100 pounds of force at the jaws. And so, but the trade-off though is that the range of motion is limited. So sometimes, if you don't have didn't initially estimated the bolt size correctly, you would have to shift this more often, just because you would click it and then you would try, and sometimes the bolt is either too small or too large, and so you would have to adjust it again. So that's probably the only trade-off. Aside from that, it's fairly durable, it seems. I mean, I basically use it for most nuts or bolts that I could tighten. I mean, there are some cases where I can't use this just because the profile is too thick, and so I would need to go back to your regular like box wrench. However, probably 95% of my use case always seem to these things would be able to be used for those. So the triple set, although I don't have it with me right now, it comes in 3 sizes, and I think that depending on what you're dealing with, the largest size I actually don't use it that often. Most of the time, I either use the smaller one, which is this 860318, or the medium size one. There's only been a couple times where I've used this large size, which is to, for example, tighten like the regulator valve for a welding tank, or the like a large gas pipe for like a residential gas pipe coupling. Aside from that, yeah, it doesn't get as much use compared to these smaller sizes. Aside from that, I mean, I think these, if you've not actually tried these in person, or have someone that you could borrow it and try it out, I do hope that it's worth trying out, because they are quite different, and they do exceed my initial expectation that I didn't think anything that of being special about these things, but I think that what really makes a huge difference is this camming action that's very unique. And so, yeah, basically this is kind of my go-to tool for unfastening bolts or fastening nuts. Okay, that's all I had. I think I probably would put a 5 out of 5 for at least on Amazon for this tool. It's definitely, I think, earned its rating.